Hello everyone, it's the Axle Shifter here, and I am back with another Forlorn Classics episode. And this did take a while because I had to focus on the other videos, but I'm back with another Forlorn Classics video. So today, we're going to be talking about this Pokemon-like game. Yeah, we're talking about this type of game now instead of just racing games. We have MinoMonsters. This is the game that many people probably did grow up with other than Pokemon and Digimon, and the other Pokemon-like games are just flat-out rip-off games. But yeah, the game has been removed from the App Store, but thankfully I downloaded an APK of it on the other phone I have, an Android. I have an iPhone for recording this video. So yeah, that's what's happening here. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Let's go into MinoMonsters. MinoMonsters is a game where you, of course, collect monsters and you make them battle other monsters. Yeah, just like Pokemon, where you make them battle other Pokemon, and you can collect them eventually, and even allow you to join their team, of course. Now, anyways, MinoMonsters actually has a sequel game, but I never really played it yet, so that's why I'm not really talking about it for this video. Maybe I'll talk about it another day, I don't know. But anyways, the first game was released in 2012, and it's of course an action game. This is where you choose your very first monster. We have the Crocoling, Grunt, and Blazel. Personally, I've always chosen Blazel when I was younger when I played this game because he was just my favorite looking character of all of them, and he still is to this day, though. I still like Grunt a lot too, but the Crocoling is my least favorite design in my opinion. But still, not really about design. Let's talk about the gameplay itself. The gameplay itself is honestly pretty fun, as you can use your different monsters' moves, different abilities, and use them to your advantage. Blazels is, of course, or at least the fire type of monsters in this game, have different fire abilities, which are honestly my favorite types of abilities throughout the game. You could just easily, burn a monster to just fucking die, or you can just collect them and join them as your team after you traumatize them, probably. Well, they're probably just used to it by now, so maybe not. Okay, what the hell am I talking about? But anyways, yeah. You can even upgrade your monster and even make them become more powerful as time goes on, eventually allowing them to evolve, just like Pokemon. But however, yeah, that's basically really it about the gameplay itself. And now the graphics themselves, I mean, they're okay, they're fine, I guess. They're there. I mean, anyways, the environments themselves are pretty good themselves looking. I mean, they look pretty well done, in my opinion, as well as like the designs of the monsters again, like I said before, in the beginning of the video. But one thing I don't really like about this game, for one, this far with the first negative, is that the evolution designs don't really look that evolved. Now, they do look evolved, but I just wish that they were more evolutions, really go all out and stuff. What I mean by that is just have different, more evolved designs, I mean. But yeah, that's basically one of the few negatives I have this game, because personally, I don't really see this game as just a shameless Pokemon ripoff. I mean, well, it kind of is at its basics, but still, in a nicer way, it's less egregious than the other ones. Like, I mean, I don't really know much other Pokemon ripoffs, but I just really heard about them. But I guess they do know they exist, but yeah. So anyways, as for the rest of the negatives, well, the graphics themselves, I already said, were decent, but at the same time, it could feel kind of flat and barren, especially in the island and beach levels in the beginning of the game. They just kind of feel like they're there, and there are barely any shadows in this game at all, because, it is a mobile game, but at least mobile games do have some kind of effort put into the graphics, and it is here, but it just doesn't feel like as much ever was put into, like, really the shading and everything else. There are barely any really shadows when the monsters are moving around and attacking each other, so Yeah, that's kind of an issue there. There are also these mini cutscenes here which show the monsters, doing stuff and eventually being forced, attack each other and trying to get these blue gem things. But, that's kind of a mini type of story the game attempts to. I mean, I don't really care about it, but, it's kind of cute, I guess. Okay, now it's time we talk about the soundtrack for this game, and honestly, I think it's fairly acceptable. I bopped to some tunes in this game, and in general, the soundtrack fits the world that these monsters inhabit in general, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Overall, I do really like this game. The designs are pretty cool. Well, the graphics might not be the best thing ever, but still, they're pretty acceptable, and they're still really cool, and I do like the designs of the monsters a lot, too. But aside from the few flaws like it's not being able to evolve and the lack of shading in some places and the music not being as good as I would want it to be, still, this game is pretty cool. And if you have an APK or APK church thing or something, whatever it's called, however you call it, you could still download this game on Android at least, not iPhone, obviously, because, they just don't allow that for some reason. But still, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this Forlorn Classics episode. I'll see you later in the next one. Goodbye.